close was he to getting the scholarship here?
Very close, yeah.
What was kind of the decision like there?
So Adrian didn't play his senior year, and he was dealing with a shoulder injury. And I've loved him. He came for, I forget exactly what game it was, but he visited with his family, fell in love with him, great kid. It was just hard for us because there was no senior film, and at the end of the day, we just weren't sure. But had a feeling he was going to be a special player, and so hats off to him. He is a special player, and he's everything he said he was going to be, and we thought he would be, and he's going to have a bright future, in college and then beyond.
And just looking at your own stats this year, the tempo this year in terms of like plays per minute is a little higher this year. Do you guys feel you're playing faster, or is it early?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's times we're playing fast. I still think it's hard to tell because in these 4 games, the second half we haven't been able to really get out there with the ones and finish out a whole game. So I think tempo is a part of our game, but it's not something we're going to do every week. And we'll just keep using it as we think it fits.
Second row right, Kyle.
There are a lot of questions about Ohio State during the season. Just new head coach, new defensive staff, transfer quarterback. You've essentially clicked on all cylinders in the first 4 games. Like, if you go back to July and August and how you maybe envisioned this season, would you think you're ahead of schedule at this point?
I don't know. I mean, I do hear what you're saying. I think that we've shown, some flashes, and we played hard, we played tough, we tackled, but I don't think you know until you start to get to the meat of the season. And I don't know. It's just one of those things. Until you really get going with some of these conference games, you don't really know where you are. I am proud to say that I think we're playing hard, we're playing tough, we're executing. It's clean. There's not a lot of penalties, not a lot of turnovers. Again, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't keep it going. So, I think it's a solid start, but it's just a start.
Front row right, Tim.
Yeah, Brian, maybe kind of a dumb question, but is an opponent obligated to tell you what uniform it's going to wear for a game? You know what I mean? Color scheme, etc.
I don't know that actually.
The reason I'm just asking because of the all black, connotation the last couple of years when you guys have played. So you haven't heard what
I haven't
Nebraska's
actually.
played.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Number 2, when you watch Nebraska on video, people over there think they're better defensively this year. What do you see that tells you they are?
I agree with that. I think they are. I think they've added some pieces up front. I think their front is big, strong, powerful. They use their hands well. And then I think their secondary and linebackers are another year into the system. There's a lot of the guys that have been there last year, and I think they're doing a good job. Anytime you're 2 years into a system, then it's a little bit more intricate. You got to get in and out of things. You can make in-game adjustments faster, and they're doing that.
And then one other quickie. Did you get home in time to watch some of the end of that game the other night, the Illinois?
Yeah, I did.
What just stood out to you about their fourth quarter? I mean, what did you see a spark there? You understand what I'm saying? That
Yeah, I
tells
thought
you
they-
team's on the rise.
Well, I think when you look at the numbers, I think it was 670 yards to under 300 yards, and I thought they pretty much dominated the whole game. They just turned the ball over. So if they don't turn the ball over, I don't think that game's even close. So I think they're playing well.
Over to the right, Clay.
Seems like a lot of growth on offense, and you adapt your plan obviously to the opponent. There seems to be new looks, new plays. Is there less a tendency to do that when you're going, when the margin of error decreases against a tough opponent at night, or do you stay true to yourself and keep growing?
I think that's something that we talk about on a daily basis, and that is, how much new do you need, and then how much do you just want to let the kids play and run the plays that they know really well. I think that's, again, the art of coaching, is figuring out that balance. You don't want to just keep running the same plays where schematically you're not giving your guys an advantage, but then you overdo it, and then they're tentative and not sure of themselves. So it certainly matters when you're on the road. I think there's more adversity when you're on the road. There's more things in the environment you have to handle, but again, on a weekly basis, we'll try to make those decisions as we go.
And they've picked up things pretty readily, easily.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And we do a lot of concept-based teaching, so that we're able to kind of jump in and out of things, as opposed to just, this is a play, this is a concept, and how do you fit into the concept? And when you do that, it's easier to kind of move formations around, change ideas. Maybe, you run a route, but you just tag one guy. Things like that is a little bit more concept-based, and that way we're able to kind of, move in and out of formations or personnel groupings.
Second row right, Tony.
Ryan, when you were devising what kind of defense you wanted, Was this one of those, was the Nebraska offense one of those things that you saw that you need a defense that can defend that type of scheme?
No, it wasn't just that. I think that was just an overall decision. I mean, certainly we take into consideration all our opponents in the conference when we go about making overall general decisions on scheme. But this is one that we certainly have had a lot of conversation about.
And then your receivers, just overall, you've got Austin Mack with 7 catches this year, graded out a champion 3 times. What does it say about the unselfishness of that group that they're continuing to grade out as champions and maybe not produce?
Well, they're producing. It's just their time is coming, and when I think last week Austin had maybe 4 targets or something in the first half. Doesn't play in the second half. He has a touchdown called back. If he plays 2 halves, then if he doubles that, that's 8 targets, that's 2 touchdowns. That's a good day at the office. But it's just one of those things where he didn't play in the second half. He hasn't played in some of those games, and so really, if you've only played 1 half of football for that, for 4 games, the numbers maybe aren't as high. But I think those guys understand that, and their time's coming real fast.
Third row right, Rob.